Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another writing session. And hang on, I'm just making sure the timer's going okay. 49, 48, okay. Okay. Now, last time I wrote a chapter, and now we are going to go and edit said chapter. Okay, so for those of you who haven't watched last episode and don't know exactly what this chapter is of, this chapter is the first chapter of part one of a series I'm doing for my clan on Flight Rising. So this is a Flight Rising fanfic. Yeah. So if you don't like fanfics, you don't like fanfics, and okay, but that's what we're going to be editing. So yeah, to repeat that in a more clear manner, or at least try, this is chapter one of part one of my Flight Rising fanfic series. And this particular series is based off the Animorphs series to a certain extent. I began with the Animorphs series as a basis, so let's get right into editing. Hey, shall we? Okay, Pad Draco. Sorry, just repeating the file names. I named the file type Pad Draco because it's a WordPad document and it's the Dracomorphs series. So, da-da! I'm a fucking genius. Okay, now let me make sure that the camera here is picking it up. And it does appear to be. I have a mouth and I can scream chapter 1. Okay. Okay, it's filming. It's filming. So I just have to... Okay, either it's... Okay, now I'm going to have to live with the fact that it's filming, or I'm going to waste a few hours. Yay! Okay, let's begin. Now, since we're going to be putting this up on Archive of our own, we're going to have to also do a tiny bit of HTML, just enough for formatting purposes. And there's actually two codes you can choose for this. I prefer the line breaks, and that has never really steered me wrong. No. I know there's a paragraph code, but I find the line breaks work for me. It's okay. Might not be as... I don't know. Do most of you, when you're doing this, choose the paragraphs, or are you also comfortable with the line breaks? Now, I don't put line breaks over the entire chapter, just the parts I'm editing, so it helps me pace myself, and also lets me know what parts I have already edited, which is good, because if you do it for a few hours, it's like, and if you have to stop and come back, it's like, I'm done. Where did I go? Okay. Her was greatly misunderstood. To most, she was a cruel deity that cared nothing for those that served her. To most, she delighted in finding new ways to kill, mutilate, and torture dragons. To most, her servants were sadistic creatures that reveled in death, that mutilated themselves for pleasure. And yes, in the the Flight Rising lore, that does go on, that plague dragons do tend to do that. Whether for pleasure or not, you know, whatever you want. I said, I believe last video, there's a lot of Flight Rising lore is very flexible. Yet the truth was different than that. Truth was different than that. Truth was she cared for her children. She cared for them more than an outsider would guess. She was only cruel as she believed that was the only way to protect us. The Ruby Eyes, my clan, was more peaceful than most clans in the Plague Flight, though dragons that served other deities did not seem to think so. We'd interfere in more conflicts than we had to. Of course, participation wars. Go! Of course, sorry, I sneeze. Of course, participation, wars and battles had to happen so others did not think. No. No, I'm going to change it back to us. Do not think us weak because the sentence after I use we. We will not give up our freedom. Hey, I think it's a new element here. Freedom. We'll not give up our freedom. Sorry, now I keep on saying freedom. Oh, is it a gas? We would not give up our freedom or give up the plague bringer's blessings. Okay, now I'm sort of debating because do I want to make freedoms plural or singular? Because blessings is plural. Fuck. This is a sort of debate that rages in a writer's mind. Let's see, we would not give up our freedom. Let's see if anyone's watching and giving a suggestion, and no one's watching, no one's giving a suggestion, so shit. We would not give up our freedom or give up the plague raiders. I'm just going to make it freedoms. We would not give up our freedoms. Just to make it the plural like blessings. I was very young in that part of the Ruby Eyes histories. There wasn't much that I noticed. Those are my days of freedom, running around and playing games. Those memories are things I hold on to when the days are especially dark. No one knew when they started to arrive. They must have arrived, observed, and then attacked. There's no other explanation for how much devastation the demons caused. I'm just saying, hey, look, it's the pronoun game. God. I remember the day that they attacked as a painful memory that Tarek likes. It was a painful memory that Tarek likes to torture me with whenever I'm being too annoying. My mother was teaching me how to hunt. In my youth, distractions were everywhere. The breeze rustled leaves and suddenly the plants were enemies. I wanted to learn, yet everything was interesting. This caused my mother to be a little violent, so I would stay on the right path. Even the young must show respect for the Plague Bringer's teachings. And if you're wondering, me reading aloud right now and going over my mistakes, I'm doing that just so there's some sound to this live stream. Usually I don't do it, except in rare certain occasions where I want to go over how a sentence should be. But very rarely off of these live streams I do that. Kali, my mother growled. Focus. You need to focus. I am focused, I replied with leaves in my mouth. I'm focused. Match. Games can come later. If you do not learn how to hunt, you will be killed. Worse, you may be kicked out from the clan. Okay, sorry. I actually just woke up from a nap. And okay, and before I continue editing, I'm going to add more line breaks. Yay! Woo, isn't this life exciting? I just woke up from a nap. I woke up early in the hopes that in the preparation of going to a dentist appointment, because I believe I have a chipped tooth for somehow happened. Like, I do not recall that happening at all. I remember like a week ago some pain in my mouth happening, but I was like, it's probably nothing. And then when it continued, the pain's not too bad now. It might have been I had a little filling on one tooth because back when I was a teen, me and my half brother ended up play fighting, and he we he ended up knocking off part of one of my teeth, and it was really funny afterwards. He's like, "Oh, Josh, just drink some milk, Josh, and it'll heal itself." Yeah. I don't know if it's new pain or something new happened, so hey. But things happened, so I did not actually go to the dentist appointment. Okay, put the line breaks in, so let's go back to editing. That look in her eyes was something that was not seen in the clan now. I'm going to make the sentence a little more personal since it's Kali's mother, and Kali, is going after the day she lost her mother and her freedom and everything. So we're going to make this sentence actually more personal. I look in her eyes with something that. That look in her eyes was something that I didn't see anymore. Okay, so now the sentence is more personal. Instead of saying, "Oh, the clan," she's going, "This is very personal." My memory showed tears coming from her eyes, but that couldn't have actually happened. Hang on. Couldn't. My memory showed tears coming from her eyes, but that couldn't have actually happened. She was a strong dragon and would not have shown any sign of weakness. Not even to her own daughter. Especially not to me. If she had then... If she had... I'm... if she had, then she risked... Okay, I don't think... I'm actually nowadays very cautious where I throw in commas, because in college, I had one professor who, got me over my comma phase, because it just seems to be a very natural part of every writer's life, where we go through this. Commas are the gods. Are gifts from the gods stage, like this comma obsession. And so, yeah, I used to like putting commas everywhere. Now I probably err on the side of caution of not putting commas in. Like, no, no, commas, get the commas away from here. I don't know. Did you go through a comma phase, or are you on your comma phase? Sort of like to know that. No? If she had, then she risked me dying in the future. Dragons in the ruby eyes had to trust only their strength and the blessings of the plague bringer. We all had known that death is a part of life, and those closest to us could leave it. I'm going to put that more present tense. We all knew, because Kali still knows that, even though she's telling from past memory, she still knows that. So we all knew that death is a part of life, and those closest to us could leave anyway. No, no, actually, god damn, I'm like, what tense? What tense? Damn it! And it, like, right, so freezing goes, I can write anything, and then it's like, why isn't anyone stopping me? Dragons and Ruby Eyes had to trust it. We all knew that death is a part of life, and those closest to us could leave any. Yeah, I think the more present tense is better, because that's something the dragons of the Ruby Eyes still know. Like, that lesson hasn't gone away. So, yeah, I think that's good there. The hunting went on for a long time until I made a kill. Cuts were all over my body when I rejoined the others. My fellow hatchlings were interested in anything I said due to the dried blood that covered me. While I had spoken to my friends with bravado, there was shame in the hunt. My hunt. Like, was putting everything so goddamn distant. Now I'm like right now it's like, oh, let's put everything at distance. Now it's like, let's make everything personal. There was no shit. There was shame in my hunt. Due to my mistakes, the kill had been sloppy. My mother did not refrain from any words when reprimanding me. When she had. Due to my mistakes, the kill had been sloppy. My mother did not refrain from any words when she had. Oh, oh man. My mother did not refrain from any words when she had reprimanded me. Okay, I had not really put it past tense, so yeah, change that. If only I could hear her scolding me now. We all turned our head. Oh, they're sharing a head now, Josh? They're sharing a goddamn fucking head? What's wrong with you? So many things. We all turned our heads as there were screams. Normally, screams were something to worry about. They were a natural part of clan life. Yet these screams had a strange edge to them. They were screams of war. All of us hatchlings huddled together as a few adults placed themselves around us. Do not kill each other, a dragon says as it walked up to us. It took a moment for my hatchling brain to recognize him. He was the leader Lantier. Because I was just a hatchling, he never paid me any mind. Yet the stories of his exploits had never ceased to amaze me. It had been my dream to fight alongside him in battle. Now, though, that dream was dashed. His voice didn't sound like his own, and the movements of his body were off. We had to deal with quite a few of you already, Lantier's mouth growled. We do not like killing host bodies. What did you do with Lanterre? One of the adults asked. Oh, he is here, and his screams are glorious. Yeah, this is nice. I mean, this is. The title of this fic is based off a really depressing sci-fi fic, not sci-fi fic, sci-fi story. So it's not shouldn't really be any surprise that it's dark. I mean, yeah. Even if you don't get the reference, which I talked about a little last video, I think just the title of the fic should at least make it seem like it's not a really fucking happy story there. It's not really happy. It's like, do you want to be happy? You probably are not going to like not watching this fic. You probably aren't going to like reading this fic and like, what the fuck? Hanging out on the street, same old thing we did last week. Nothing to do but talk to you. It's all alright, it's all alright. Yeah, I've watched, bunch of That 70s Show. It's something me and my fiance just put on in the background. Nice and fun, but nothing we, pay strict attention to. So I've sort of seen the series. I haven't really. Anyways, let's go back to something dark and depressing. We hadn't known what he meant, but we soon did. The second after he spoke, I had lost control of my body. This is a flashback, and it's... God damn it, I fucking hate tenses. Especially when I'm doing this live stream and I have to explain my choices to you at times, just to make it a little bit interesting for you. We hadn't known what he meant, but we soon did. This... because it's a flashback, but at the same time, it's being told as like this happened in the past. Now this is a flashback and it's being told present tense. Sorry, I'm drinking a little Coke, so yeah. We hadn't known what he meant, but we soon did. The second after he spoke, I lost control of my body. My eyes hadn't picked up anything. One moment I was free, and the next I was a slave. A small cry left my lips, and then no scream was strong enough to get out. Some of my friends attempted to kill themselves instead of becoming a slave. No, actually, hang on. Some of my friends attempted to kill themselves instead of becoming slaves. So, not a slave, not like a singular one. They can become each individual slaves inside their own bodies. A few didn't succeed. Now my clan was the shell of its former self. The demons ruled, and for the present, they didn't have any interest in the rest of Sornith. And for anyone who's not familiar with Flight Rising, Sornith is the name of both the planet and the continent. I believe it's also the name of the planet. I have to double check. Ow. Fuck. Sorry, just hit my... not my knee, but my ankle. It's been hurting for a few days. If my clan was the only one affected, then that was a fair price. Though it was a heavy price to pay. We did nothing except what our demons wanted. Mine was named Tarek. And Tarek, how did I come up with that name? I have no fucking idea. It just came to me. Most of the time, he hunted as both of us liked death. Even though it wasn't me who controlled my mouth, it was still fun. It was fun to see the life leave the eyes of a creature and to taste its blood. Tarek laughed as he too joined in our... Fuck. Tarek laughed as he I feel that too. It's just superfluous there. Burke laughed as he joined in on the emotions. Okay, yeah. Now that sentence actually flows. He knew that if I found a way, my bloodlust would be turned on him. Those thoughts amused him, and I was always punished. So I did my best to remember my place. Yes, remember your place. Tark sneered as he opened my eyes. You are mine now. And even if you do find a way to escape, what would you do? I know you much better than you know yourself. There's so much untapped rage that your free life wouldn't last long. You would kill your friends and anyone that wanted to help. You're lying, I replied. You're only saying that so you can keep me. Partially. But you know I am telling the truth. At least with me, your insanity will not harm those you care about. I do great harm already, but not to your clan. As always. Okay, I think it's okay, Mr. Kama, I think you can enter here. As always, Tark brought up a good point. All the horrors in my life were only known to my clan. Other clans didn't have any idea there had been a change. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, I got rid of the second any because it just felt like too repetitive. Other clans in the Plague Flight were glad that we had become more bloodthirsty and more likely to go to war. Maybe this was a test by the Plague Bringer and we had all failed. Now our punishment was to be the toys of a stronger species. Maybe they were. It's all alright, it's all alright. Yeah, so yeah, things happen with the dentist of well, things just happened. And so I was all ready to go to the dentist and get the mouth thing all figured out. Yeah. And I know I should have, tried going to the dentist earlier. But the thing is, Rev Resner is going through some health issues of his own, and I don't want to intrude with mine unless, I actually have to. Plus, I really didn't think anything of the pain. It was like, okay, there's some pain in my body. Oh, oh shit. God damn it. I'm trying to check the goddamn timer, and now there's something on my phone like Peeluck or some bullshit. So it's just like, yeah. It like takes away. Okay. You're not the. We are not the creations of your deity, Tarek said with a laugh. I do admire your plague bringer, though. If not for her ways, we would not be able to fit in so easily. You are wrong that others do not guess. It's just that they fear creatures strong enough to break through your deity's territory. Yeah. So yeah, there's something wrong with this Kali's clan, the Ruby Eyes, isn't like a secret because like someone's got to notice some things. Someone has to pick up that something is off. I mean, I've just finally finished reading breaking down the last book in the main series of Twilight for a review I'm going to be doing on this channel. And in that series, it's like Meyer's like, hey, just right away, people not noticing this thing that they should obviously notice. So it's like, okay, some people notice, the demons or whatever they actually are. They just, well, those who notice are like, well, I'm going to stay out of this conflict. Like, I don't need to risk my life for this clan. That maybe things will actually turn out okay. Fear was a horrible emotion. The only thing worse than fear was cold calculation. When both worked together, then friends abandon each other. If Tarek was telling the truth, then our allies had abandoned us. It was most likely my demon was telling the truth, as he enjoyed taunting me. He loved to see me in pain. Though I could not read his thoughts, I could feel happiness radiating from him. Now, Kali feeling at least some of, her demon's emotions is actually where some of the Animorphs things. God damn it. Okay, I do much fair with the script I've learned, but Kali being able to sort of pick up on Tarek's emotions, it actually comes from Animorphs. When a few of the Animorphs are briefly infested with the Yeerk, they're able to sort of pick up on what the Yeerk is feeling a little bit. Although they can't really read the Yeerk's mind, they can pick up. So that's where that comes from. You won't try to attack Sornith, will you? I asked weakly. You know we don't make a move unless we can win, Tarek replied. You can get rid of your hopeful thoughts. Dragons are such an interesting species to have. Even if they weren't, we do want a home. Maybe not in our lifetimes. Maybe not my lifetime. But, maybe not in my species' lifetime, but we will have. What the hell? Is that some, really weird time traveling bullshit? Maybe not in my lifetime, but one day Sornith will be ours. Tarek had never made it so clear before that the enslavement of Sornith was the end goal. I shouldn't have been so hopeful before. I shouldn't have been so hopeful. I don't want to reuse hopeful after so short of a time. Plus, the before should be readily apparent. I shouldn't have been so hopeful. Because shouldn't involves past before also would have reinforced the past statement. So we don't need the before after hopeful. You can have it there, but you don't have to. Rhinos are tricky, especially the English language, especially when you apply that to creative writing, because a lot of the rules go as, hey, this is what's recommended, but you don't have to do that. Ignorance could have been mine if only I had remembered not to show any sign of hope. Good girl, Tarek said. You need to remember that more often. You need to remember that there is no hope for you or anyone. We will take what we want. If you do cause any more trouble, I can make sure we are on the front lines. You can watch the enslavement of Sornith firsthand. No one will ever come to rescue you. This is your life until the end of the days. I think I had. Let me. I think I'm having to decipher what the fuck I just wrote there. Hang on, folks. Is your life until. This is your life until death. Dun dun dun. This is your life until death. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think that's what I definitely meant to say before. Okay. Rev Resner's phone is ringing, and I can't do anything from here. Oh, he'll notice. Turk might live longer, depending on his. Can watch his life. Okay, so it's like. So I noticed in the previous paragraph where I'm like, okay, this might not happen in our lifetimes, but if you don't behave, you'll be on the front lines. How does that work? It's because he's like, it might not he's not sure when it will happen. But, if it does happen, he'll punish her by having her be on the front lines. So, you get rid of your. We'll take away. So, yeah. Yeah, you can be on the. We might not. I don't know when this whole taking over Sorenith will occur, but if it does happen in our lifetimes. We'll take what we want. If you do cause him trouble, I can make sure we. Okay. Okay. We'll take what. If you do cause any more trouble, I can make sure we are on the front lines if we live to see the enslavement of your world. I finally sort of figured out I don't like to do so much editing, but it's like, if I have to sit here and try to explain it without it actually being stated in the work, then it's like, that's when something's wrong. That's when editing should really take over. Tarek might live longer than me depending on his age. Once my body no longer held life, he would move on to the next dragon. Maybe even one of. That implies that she's already been bred, which is not the case. Maybe even one of my future children. So Reen, she doesn't have any children yet. Some dragons have been bred to provide hosts for our masters. Luckily, I had never been chosen for that duty, not because my genes weren't good, but because Tarek loathed anything dealing with reproduction. It was a duty he got out of often due to the vast amount of breeders already. You don't need to mourn your position so much. It's all alright, it's all you. Yay! I don't know why I'm making those voices. It's all alright, it's all alright. I'm sorry I apologized. Do you feel up for a hunt? I knew what my demon was doing. He didn't need to ask permission to hunt. He could move my body in whatever way he chose. Could it have been my thoughts regarding the breeding program? Could it be that he was as disgusted with it as I was? He wanted me to think more pleasant things. Damn it, that sentence just comes out of fucking nowhere. I guess I just like the symmetry of question, question, and paragraph. So we will make it a new paragraph. On the other side of one fucking. He must want me to think more pleasant things. Okay, we're fucking fixing the sentence, folk. We're fucking fixing it here. We're gonna make it legible one day. He must want me to think about more pleasant things. Okay, now that seems like a much, much stronger sentence than was before. Yes, I replied meekly. Tark stood up and stretched. We have been sleeping near the outskirts of clan territory. There was a stench of acid in the air. A nearby clan had been doing some testing, most likely. So, how does she know that that's what the clan has been doing? So, fuck. Most likely a nearby clan had been doing some testing. So, yeah, I provided way too much certainty. Maybe the experiments had killed off the majority of the clan. That would mean the Ruby Eyes could expand their own territory. Okay, that seems a little weird, but it does showcase that Kali doesn't really feel like she has any voice anymore because she has a mouth, but she can't scream. So yeah, I think that I'll let that sentence stay in just because it does showcase Kali's hopelessness. My demon ran off the cliff and took off. Gone. The acid ate away at her skin, and for a moment I saw bone. Maybe this would be the day that we would die. It, as with all hope, was short-lived. Sorry. Tarek said a few words, and my body was healed. He changed direction to keep to the very edges of the acid cloud. It wasn't something visible, but felt and smelled. Down below, just barely gracing the acid cloud, was a lounge of green-throated skinks. And yeah, last episode I did mention looking up the definition of a group of lizards. And it's lounge is basically the general term, and there's nothing really specifically for skinks or types of lizards because I guess those terms aren't really needed. So, yeah. If you're wondering, a group of seagulls is called a colony. They were running just for the fun of it. The species adored facing danger and loved to tempt fate. Sometimes they would be in such a good mood their sights would be set on dragons, though those attacks never went anywhere. Tarek changed direction from the other clan to the lounge. He circled around and we picked out the weak ones. There would be blood and death. They would never know what killed them. No, they should see me coming down and feel fear. The skinks would know there was no escaping death. Oh yes, they would know and then die in despair. If you notice, Kali goes through, this I'm despairing, I can have thoughts and feelings to just bloodthirst, just to bloodlust. And that's going to be important later. Her mood swings of, yeah, good times. Because that's the symptom she has developed after years and years of enslavement. Out on the street, the same old thing. Last week, all things we did. The demon was taking too long. I could already taste our meal. Yet he circled, and it took me a while to figure out why. He wanted to make sure we wouldn't get too close to the acid cloud. One wrong movement would mean we'd lose the hunt. Words came out of Tarek's mouth as he prepared himself in case something went wrong. Why wouldn't he move already? Green has made good targets for us. Tarek finally brought our wings close to our body, and our tail made the slightest of adjustments to our trajectory. The first few skinks died quickly by my claws and teeth. The rest of the lounge made its way to the acid cloud. No, they would not escape. They could not escape. Tarek chased after them, and the acid tried to eat away at our skin. But the spells the demon had said protected us. Now it appeared as if I were on fire with blue flames coming off of me. He flew up so that the skinks were in confusion over where the pursuer was. We only had a limited amount of time to eat them as the acid cloud was consuming them. Now, he flew so that the skinks were in confusion over where their pursuer was. We only had one. Suddenly, no. Let's see. No, they will not escape. It only if one ran off from the lounge, and we laughed as it failed. Suddenly, I was aware that Tarek's grip on me wasn't as tight as normal. He loved how cruel I could be during hunts. During those times, we were extremely close. We were friends on hunts, and I felt fine then. I felt fine. I don't think that needs to be there. We both lived only for my bloodlust. Today, though, I felt strong. There was no doubt that an antidote to the acid cloud would be figured out in a few hours. Yet there was a new danger that could allow me to die. That doesn't really... Okay. For now, there was a new danger that could allow me to die. I changed the sentence to "for now" because to emphasize how little time, how little of a window to kill Tarek there is. Just to emphasize that. I flew deeper into the cloud and ignored the skinks. When Tarek attempted to gain control, my body was still my own. It was sluggish, but still mind. Oh, that's not one. There is no spoon. There is no body. sluggish but still mine. I laughed as I struggled to gain control. Why would you gain control? I struggled. Yeah, why would you be trying to gain control of it? You already have control. You should be focusing on. I laughed as he struggled to gain control of my body. I changed that to he struggled instead of I struggled because while Kali is struggling to maintain control of her own body, he's the one that's struggling to regain control. Yeah. It's like she already has control of her body and he's doing the struggling to gain control of it. Yes, she's doing her own struggling, but that's really what the sentence shouldn't focus on, or else it just sort of becomes sort of confusing. At least to me, and I'm the writer. If you're the reader, please comment with your own thoughts. Yeah. Then the pain of the acid cloud wore away and my resolve. At my resolve. I left you struggled to gain control of my body. Then there was the pain of the acid. Then I can't read. Then the pain of the acid cloud wore away at my resolve. Tarek took control of my body and headed back to our clan. Fool, he said, and allowed a few wounds from the cloud to remain. You nearly ruined your body. I was trying to kill us, I replied meekly. My body would matter to neither of us after that. Yeah, it's like, you nearly killed us. It's like, yeah, that's sort of the plan. Not bad. Oh shit, hide. Like, you're gonna start this, and people are going to come, and they're going to talk, and it's like, haha. Yeah, no. I'm going to start this thing, hoping that there's some participation, and then there is nothing. I meant to start this I wanted to start this live stream earlier today because these live streams can take hours. But, with, trying to go to the dentist, and then after I came back, I had to nap. Like, I was trying to watch this movie with Rev Rosner. I just fucking fell asleep. And since he did want me to see it, it's like, okay, I'll turn that off. I want to see Jacob's Ladder. I know what happens in that movie, but I want to see it for myself because there's a difference between hearing about the movie and actually experiencing it yourself. So I shouldn't have. No, I shouldn't have learned the spoilers before I watched it because it definitely does have a nice little twist there. Nice little mind fuck. I would have been greatly injured, but there are suitable hosts for me. So I hadn't been about to kill him. He would have lived on. My mother would have called me a coward for forgetting how strong the demons were. If only she could scold me for my actions. The only reason Tark let me see her nowadays was to make me feel pain. Seeing my mother was a form of punishment my demon delighted in. Emmy looked up at Tarek. The other demon possessed Lanterre. While my own torture was more than painful, let's see. Emmy looked at Lanterre. The other demon possessed Lanterre. Okay, good. More than painful, it was nothing compared to the former leader. I'm going to make it possessive there, just because the torture is his and he owns it. Okay, excuse me for a moment. I'm going to take some Tums. I didn't know if I'd need them or not, and it turns out I do. Hang on. Swear at times it feels like when my draw is movie and it's not really connected. I'm just most likely imagining that. Actually, I am imagining that. It's a really odd feeling. And that might mean when I finally do go to the dentist, it's really not going to be a pleasant trip at all. But then again, the pain will go away, so that'll be good. I'll not be really able to eat hard foods. I've been going for soft foods. It's nothing compared to the former leaders. He had spent a good portion of his life protecting the clan. Now, though, he had to watch as the demon took over. Sometimes Emmy would let him cry to bring the moral of the clan down. Tarek, Emmy said, did you bring back any food for the rest of us? My host deserved a reward, Tarek replied, yet it abused my generosity. That is what they like to do. Did you encounter the acid cloud? Yes. Do you need a report? No. An antidote is already in the works. If only there was no antidote. If only the acid cloud meant the end of this pain. Though even if all my clanmates died, there were other hosts for the demons, other bodies for them to possess. I would be free, but others would have to suffer in my place. For a moment, the word coward meant nothing to me but freedom. The rest of the day passed in a haze. The only things I noticed were the feelings of despair and rage. Now, if only my demon could be more easily killed, the acid cloud would have been the end of mine. Now I was forced to wait until we both died of old age. Talk. Not talk. Tarek, a demon yelled out in joy. Most demons were calm, like my own, but others showed emotions. They seemed to take delight in everything. To me, they were the most disgusting of the foul race. Luckily, they were in the minority and were easily avoided. What? Tarek asked. Oh, God damn, didn't mean to do that. So, yeah. Editing. Editing sort of going faster than writing it sometimes. Basically, when I write, I have what I want to do. I don't tend to take out big portions, delete big portions, and rewrite them. Don't usually do that. I usually write what I mean to and then just make minor adjustments. So editing can go faster, and other times you notice I stop and actually really focus on things and rewrite and, take out sentences, rewrite them. The best part about editing is I'll have written something, and when I go to edit, it's like, the fuck is this shit? Which is always like a moment or two of, okay, what was I thinking? Should I just delete it, or is there some way to salvage it? Sometimes there's no way to salvage it, and so I'm like, okay, delete. Okay, I finished my Coke from earlier. I'm switching to a little bit of the tea from earlier. Sorry. I didn't finish my morning tea before I had to go. Okay. Okay, let's go up there. I thought we were going hunting together today, the pearl catcher's mouse said. I was all prepared. You are extremely fun to hunt with. It was hard talking to this demon, and not only because of its joy. It was because it had destroyed its host Pearl in order to make it more controllable. Now my clanmate was without identity. I felt a shiver radiating throughout my soul. These creatures had to be destroyed for the good of Sornith. But there is no hope, Tarek said. It's because it had destroyed. It was hard talking. Kali's not actually doing the talking. But as I've written before in this chapter, the difference between Tarek and Kali can be melded and confused from time to time. Remember that the next time you dare disobey me. So why did you forget? The demon asked. My host disobeyed me, Tarek replied. It likes hunting and I wasn't going to reward it today. It likes hunting and I wasn't going to reward it today. So yeah, it likes hunting, and the hunting from earlier was the reward, but currently that's not the hunting he's talking about. Understand, if only you had a fuck. If only you had a pearl catcher host, you wouldn't have this problem. After destroying this creature's pearl, it stopped resisting. Before, it would yell and keep me up at night. It would even blink its own eyes when I had full control. But once the pearl was destroyed, there was no more resistance. If only there was something similar that could be done for mirrors. It seems as if resistance is ingrained into my host's very soul. So I think this is actually the first time I've made any mention of what type of dragon Kali was, and it's like near the end of the chapter. It's like, what type of dragon is Kali? Don't worry, you'll just read near the end. Maybe that's. I don't really consider it lazy. I mean, I could have given a few more descriptions earlier, but I don't. I mean, how many times a day do you think I'm a human? I mean, you won't really think I'm a human. You'll think, I think I need to brush my hair, or hey, I have to wash my hands after going to the restroom. But you don't go, I'm human. You just give some descriptions. Or something. A compliment? Was that a compliment? No, of course it wasn't. Tarek was bemoaning his position. He was talking about what a bad dragon I was. I shouldn't be causing so many problems for my demon, so I would be treated kinder. So, I shouldn't be causing so many problems. So that moments of peace. No. On. Shouldn't be causing. see. I shouldn't be causing so many problems for a demon, so I would be kind of attached. I'm trying not to use I again because I think, used it enough, so now I'm trying to rearrange the sentence without saying I. It's a nice little game. If you're alright in the first person, use I when you want to, but try to pull back. Don't use I too often because that is actually a complaint from people who don't like for people who don't like first person point of view. They'll say, "Oh, they use I all the time." So change that when you can. So I wouldn't be causing so many problems for my demons, so I'd be triggered. If my actions were changed, then moments of peace would happen more often. I think that's a little just slightly clunky, but I think it works, and I'm going to see if anyone's watching, and no, they aren't, so they can't voice an opinion. You get what you get. An action word change the moments of peace would happen more often. If only it was in me to tune out my feelings for the other dragons of the clan. Yet that was impossible for me to do. Lantair had been someone I admired, and now he was nothing more than a puppet. One of the strongest dragons I knew was know nothing. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, no was not supposed to be there. I think I started typing out nothing, and for some reason I stopped and typed nothing, and yeah. Ah, great. One of the strongest dragons I knew was nothing. We were all nothing now. Right now she is sad, and yet there is resistance in her, Tark muttered. Do you think she could resist you? The demon asked. So yeah, at first, the chapter is all helplessness. So even though she is extremely helpless, she doesn't think anything can change. She tries to resist from time to time. Really happy really happy fanfic here. I know. Oh, no, we won't go over. Right now she is sad, and yet there's resistance in her, Tark muttered. Do you think she could resist you? The demon asked. Of course not. Maybe attacking and invading a few other clans will help you calm her down. Oh shit. Oh shit. I was like, I knocked something down, and then I'm like, I'll pick it back up. It falls back down again. Don't worry though, it was not a breakable thingamajig. A little cautious though. Are the rumors true that we have taken over other clans? Not large ones, but enough to provide us hosts. Tarek must not be one of high rank if this information was kept from him. The other demon, though, must be. The only other option was that they did not have the strict hierarchy of dragons. Oh. Sort of pointing out a difference. Pointing out a difference there. This keeping it more mysterious, the demons more mysterious. Like, hey, is that what's going on? Is it not? Who knows? Woo! Dark's not sneeze. The only that. In any case, the takeover Sornith had started. Why had I noticed their true plan sooner? Was my need for peace so great to make certain facts pass me by? And that's sort of an important paragraph there, because one good thing about writing in first person point of view is that you're able to show the reader only what the character knows. So, and the thing is, when you write first person point of view, don't try to write it objective. First person point of view is all about subjectivity. It's not about telling the truth, it's just about telling a character's truth. So if the character is in a state of mind where they're trying to hide things from their own mind, they can do that. Just if you want to use that option, just remember to make it realistic. Make sure you can go, do I hide certain truths from myself? And what are those truths? Like, yeah. You know, make it a little bit realistic. And Kali, while she's hopeless, has shown that she has rebellion in her. She's just not strong enough to rebel. It's like, I can do these things of resistance, but they won't be anything, and they'll be few and far between. So, yeah. And so, she does hide certain truths from herself, and Tark, in turn, hides things from her. And as stated, you know, maybe he's not exactly high up. The only reason Kali would think he's high up is because he's in control of her body. And besides that, the taking over other clans is really more of a preparatory stage. You know, more preparation for the larger battle, making sure that, you know, they have forces needed to take over. And as Tarek said earlier, hey folks, you see this? The Plague Flight is excellent for the beginning battle, because once they successfully take over one clan, you know, they can hide much easier. They can hide their intentions much, much easier. Yeah. Hierarchy of Dragons. Hierarchy of Dragons. Okay. Let's see. So, yeah. Yeah. Plus, so yeah, the taking over of smaller clans isn't really the whole takeover of Sarnath, it's still preparatory work. Okay, now we have successfully edited. And now we're going to put it up on Archive of our own. I'm just going to make one little stop beforehand to check on something. And then I will continue. Sorry, I'm not going to do screen share for this because it's checking on something on Facebook. A link to this video. Load you. Okay. 39 people reached. Okay. 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 I just want to see like view count from one place I posted it to. Okay, we don't want to do my entire screen. Let's do Mozilla Firefox. Ta-da! And let's hide. Let's hide. Hide away. Hide. Hide. Oh, did I just make it like blackout or something there? And sorry, folks, I tried something. Might not really work. Yeah. Okay. It's there. So, okay, it seems like it's there, and if it's not, I'll be wasting everyone's time. Okay, Archive of our own. Yeah, this is the site there. Yeah, right now, flame extinguished. Marriage of Convenience podfic, and The Pull of Fate are the 3 fics I'm currently adding on. I have, sadly, some others I have stopped, but I don't think I've marked them as complete because, like, I'm still in the back of my mind, like, I can still complete them. Yeah, probably not gonna happen, but So yeah. So the thing of posting to the archive of our own now that won't happen again for a while is not only are we going to start a new fic, but we are also going to classify it as a series, so we're going to also have to work with that. Whew, so yeah. So yeah, so every time we do this part, we're not going to start a new fic. We're just going to add on. And every time we do this part, we're also not going to do a series. Okay. Okay, let's see. Post. Actually, I'm gonna. This just killed me. Well, I like when people comment good things. Don't really. There's been one point where I had to not only turn on comment moderation, but turning off, just anyone commenting. No anonymous. No anonymous commenting because, yeah, it was basically some people can't just go, okay, a person likes something I don't like, likes this ship I loathe. Okay, I'm some people just can't walk away. Some people have to go, okay, I have to tell people in detail and harass them. It's like, it's just a fucking ship. It's just a fucking fanfic. Why? I think this should be just teen and up audience. While there is disturbing stuff, I don't think it really classifies as mature. Like, it's disturbing, but there's Animorphs was fucking disturbing. I don't think this, upset. Okay, okay, here's some options for people who have. Sorry, I keep on doing that. I don't mean to. Basically, I just close out the window of Firefox, and then it just makes the screen go blank. So yeah, so really sorry about that. Because sometimes I like to check to see what's being recorded and how things are viewed on, what you're viewing. And then instead of just bringing up this window, I close the other window. So so sorry about that. And so archive warnings. Choose not to use archive warnings. And let's go into an explanation here. Warning tags. The archive of our own has chosen, for legal and other reasons, to mandate that users either warn for or explicitly choose not to warn for a short list of common warnings. Graphic depictions of violence, major character death, rape, non-con, and underage. We understand that creators may wish to not warn for some of these things or to warn for additional content, and have provided for them to do so within this framework. Choose not to use archive warnings. Use this if you don't want to warn for anything. You may also choose this option if you don't know what you should warn for. If you don't like warning for certain topics or warnings in general, if you want to avoid some spoilers but not others, etc. If I do not choose choose not to use archive warnings, it's usually because, okay, I don't think I need to warn for anything, but just to make sure, I'm just going to use the, just going to choose that just in case something actually pops up. Graphic depictions of violence. This is for gory, graphic, explicitly described violence. Exactly where to draw the line is your call. Major character death. Please use your best judgment about who counts as a major character. Yeah, whenever I choose a major character death, it usually means major character deaths. And it really fucking annoys me that it's just like singular, because it's like, if you're reading through one of my fics and it's a major character death, marked as major character death, and I'm like, oh, good, I just got through the major character death, everything's fine. No. No, everything is not fine. No archive warnings applies. Use this if archive warnings don't apply to your content. In other words, if it contains no graphic depiction of violence, major character death, rape, non-con, or underage sexual activity. Rape non-con. This is your call. If you think your content may be seen as containing non-consensual sexual activity, but you don't feel like using this warning, or you're not sure if you should, you always have the option of choose not to use archive warnings instead. And okay, in the chapter, there was mention of rape, but it wasn't really shown. It was just like a paragraph of like this a part of the world building. So I'm not going to mark rape non-con, because I know if I was going through some looking for a fic to read, I would not choose anything called rape non-con, because then it's just because then I think it's like a whole big thing there. Underage. This is for descriptions or depictions of This is for descriptions or depictions of sexual activity by characters under the age of 18. This doesn't include dating activity like kissing or vague references with no actual description or depictions. This warning generally applies to humans. If you are creating a pornographic work about space aliens who only live for a month, or 1,000-year-old vampires with 12-year-old bodies, please just use your best judgment. You are always free to specify characters' ages or to choose not to use archive warnings. Yeah, that's like, oh, if you're like, yeah, use your best judgment. So, should Twilight be considered underage? Would Twilight be marked underage or not? Yeah, that sort of depends. Use your best judgment, folks. Okay. There's. I just choose not to use archive warnings. I just always fucking do that, okay? Because I think I'm safe with everything, but I just don't want to make I just don't want to take any chances. Flight Rising. I had checked before to see if Flight Rising was actually Phantom on Archive of Our Own, and it was. I was like, oh fuck, shit, yay! Yeah. So, category. There are 6 categories of works in Archive of Our Own, where we have given interpretation of the abbreviations, exact definition of these vary from fan to fandom, fan to fan, use whichever you love. Okay, this is Gen Fic. There's no relationships. This is Gen. This usually any work I do usually has some romance to it. Usually has a pairing. Later fic. So yeah, this is actually an oddity. This is usually not happening. I usually have this romance thingamajig going on, and god damn it, for how long these doing the live streams will make writing these. I mean, it's going faster than it was before, which isn't saying much, but yeah. I will be writing other fics in the Dracomorphs series that does have romance. Okay, relationships, none. Okay. Let's see, Mirror. Mirror Dragons. Oh, we don't have OC. Let's see, Now, when I do characters and when I do relationships, I only I don't spoil things for what's going to happen later on, and I only do ones that are actually important. Like the Mirror Dragon Kali is important, so she's definitely marked. But there's no other except the Wild Claw, Lantier. He's actually important a little. So yeah, Mirror Dragons. And the Wild Claw is important as the leader. And as I had a name Lantier before, I don't know if he will appear later, but he is definitely a presence. Now, additional tags. Any other tags you want to give your work? For example, Aang's crossover tentacles. You may also use this field to warn for things not covered by the archive warnings. Please do not enter fandom, relationship, or characters' names. So yeah, I do use additional tags when need be. Uh, I'm not going to do angst because the title sort of. Oh fuck! I did it again. Because the title sort of gives away how not happy this fic is. I have a mouth and I can't scream. Wow, I really wonder if this is going to be an angst filled fic. Like it's like, oh, what? it's just going to be fucking happier. So I don't really see any additional tags. If you do feel this work should have additional tags, please tell me. If you're not watching this on the live show, please comment below with, any tags you think that should be warned. Okay, folks, and here's this is really hard part. It's the summary, folks. Oh god, let's prepare ourselves. Let's see, summary. I'm going to the outline. Okay, the plot tonight. Kali is part of a plague clan that has been overtaken by cursed species. The species goes inside the heads of dragons and makes them complete slaves. Let's see. Ruby eyes can lead. Ruby eyes letters. Okay, let's try this one. The Ruby Eyes lived as peacefully as a clan loyal to the Plaguebringer could. Ruby Eyes lived as peacefully as a clan fuck. The Ruby Eyes lived as peacefully as a clan loyal to the Plaguebringer could. One day, a strange species took over the bodies of Kali and her clanmates. Now every day is filled with despair. Now every day is filled with despair for the mirror, and yet she still feels hope. Okay, I don't think I need to have additional tag of angst when the title is I Have a Mouth and I Can't Scream, and the summary is even more depressing. Okay, at the beginning. Okay. I was going to write, this is the first part in the Dracomorphs series, but then, like, I'm going to be choosing the series option, so people will already know that. So, yeah. Okay. Let's double check who actually wrote this. I have no. Harlan. Like, I know Ellison, I couldn't remember the first name. And actually, after last episode, I sort of binge watched a few uh, YouTube videos talking about the story, but mainly the game that was based off of it. I guess sort of is like a sequel. Oh, not capitalize that. Actually, okay, on there. Let's see if I can use the same warning from A Flame Extinguished. Okay, I'm just going to be revising this here. Heads up, I will only be revealing characters when they appear in the fic. I do this so if someone is keeping up with the fic, certain plot points won't be spoiled. Eh. Okay, so I actually have two series going. Ring Duology was completed. Consequences of Ice and Fire is a sequel to that. And I got part one out. A few chapters of part one. Okay, Dracomorphs. Dun dun dun. Dracomorphs. Dun dun dun. Okay. Or create and use a new one. Choose one of your existing series, Dracomorphs. Let me make sure that's the actual series. Dracomorphs. Okay, got it. Dracomorphs. Dracomorphs, okay. Okay, I don't know what skin is. You can read. Okay, it seems like I'll never try to work skin. We'll try that after posting, so that's not something that needs to be dealt with. Okay. Only show your work to registered users. Since I turned off disabled anonymous commenting, yeah, I don't feel, but yeah. I really fear the day when some fucking troll makes it so that I have to choose that perfect. I'm going to just enable comment moderation because, yeah, I don't think I'll get flack for this, but just in case, you know, I had a bad experience. I protected myself and my sanity. Basically, I still have to see the comments. But what I like about enabling comment moderation is that if there's some really stupid, harmful shit that no one else has to experience it. Okay, now with WordPad, you notice that there's no, fuck, there's no spell check. And so oh god damn, I didn't do the chapter name. Fuck. I'm an idiot. Let's see if I am an idiot or there's nothing to do with the chapter. This work has multiple chapters. Okay, let's do this and let's double check the number of chapters, because I do like to do that so people do have an idea. How long of a ride are you in for? Am I nearly done? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Okay, shit. I forgot to do the work as multiple chapters. Nearly missed that. Okay, Dream of Freedom. Let's see. Okay. I put the YouTube channel there just in case anyone's like, hey, know what I want to do for a few hours every week? Watch some idiot online write. I was like, I guess is interesting. I haven't watched anyone else's live stream, so I'm sort of winging it here and learning as things go on. Okay, so this is actually when I double check my spelling. Plague bringer. Actually, let me check this. Plague bringer, flight rising. Okay, didn't say anything wrong, so I'm adding this to the dictionary. And if you write fantasy or sci-fi, you make up your own names or words. Yeah, you're going to be whenever you get a new computer, whatever, you're going to have to re-add words. Mutilate. Okay, now we're looking for anything red. Play Plague. Bringer. Okay, that's good. Add the dictionary. Tariq. Add the dictionary. Hatchlings. Hatchlings. Add the dictionary. It's great when they get to say, you see out the corner of your eye, red going away. And then, of course, it's the same word, but not plural, so add the dictionary. Ta-da! Lantier. Add the dictionary. Ta-da! Lantiers. Back. Sornieth. Okay, that's the correct spelling. Add to dictionary. I have in the past put up much smaller little fanfics, but they're on my blog only, so this is the first time I'm putting any Flight Rising content on an archive of our own. No. In the yellow submarine. In the yellow submarine. Disgusted. We all live in the yellow submarine. The yellow submarine. The yellow submarine. Skink. Skin KS. Skin KS. Okay, that's. If you notice, skinks, while there's, food item in Flight Rising, skinks actually do exist, so I was double checking the real word. Because sometimes, like, at least in Firefox, they don't have real words added to the dictionary, so sometimes you do have to double check to make sure that is the spell checker being dumb or am I? Make sure that you're not being a dumb dumb. Tarek. Okay, I'm just missing some red there. They all live in the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine. They all live in the yellow submarine, yellow submarine. I cannot spell antidote, apparently. We learn new things every day of our lives. I like to do clamates as one. And, so, okay, clamate's real. I didn't just fuck up. Good, good, good. That's good. That's good. Perel. Okay, that's the strain. The pearl catches pearls are oddly named because I did fuck a typo. The story. Okay, this is always a fun time. Well, that actually, whenever I'm starting something new, if you're wondering, I do get nervous. I still go, am I going to get harassment? Is there going to be a troll? Are people just not going to like what I do? It is a fear. And if you're experiencing this fear yourself, just go through the fear. Just go, okay, I'm going to be very afraid, post, and things might happen. Good things. And if there's trolls, just know that they don't fucking matter. In fact, the one big troll that made me do the comment moderation and turning off anonymous commenting was more annoying than anything else. It wasn't like it was harming me, it was just like, I have to deal with this shit. God. It's like that. Like, seriously, do some people have nothing better to fucking do? Okay, you don't like a thing. And, like, commenting, like, I guess basically what happened was he or she or whatever thought I was trying to get in a big shipping war with them, and it's like he was like, they were like really fucking serious about this shit. Like, you're in a shipping war with me, and I'm going to win. I was like, I don't really give a fucking shit. Just shut up. like, like one of the things was like, it's never going to be canon. It's like, I consider canon and fandom two separate things. Canon is serious, as serious depending on, you know, the movie, show, etc. Fandom is anything goes, sometimes serious, sometimes fun. And if I like a ship, I don't need it to be canon, because I don't need it to be canon to enjoy it. Okay, let's post. Okay, I'm actually going to edit and just see what the whole skins thing is. I don't think I ever really have. Let's see. Okay. Actually. Oh. I wish I could actually see what these are. I don't know how to. Ah, that's... Okay, that's, I guess, what that is. Tailwork skins. What I did. Okay, I have no clue what they are, so I'm just actually not going to mess with them. Yeah. Actually, later on in this fic, there's also going to be another Wild Claw. That's going to be somewhat important. Okay, now since we've done that, we posted, yay, let's get to working on the Dracomorphs series thing there. Okay, edit series. I have a mouth, and I can scream. And what's great is that when you do set up when you've already decided on chapters, and once you get the final chapter out, you don't have to worry about marking as complete because it already does that. So that's actually a good thing about Outline there. Okay, series description. Ooh, wait. Goddamn. Strange creatures have invaded Sorneath. These demons take over a creature's body and leave the host a slave inside their own body. For now, the demons stick to the Plaguebringer's territory, but one day they will target all of Sorneath. Once Seoto's clan is alerted by Kali about this new threat, they feel compelled to act. The Dracomorphs department is set up to be on the front lines against this new threat. Their tasks are to learn what these demons are and how to defeat them, to find out if the demons are a weapon of the Shade or something else. As the days go on, a question can't be held back. Is there any hope? Woot! So yeah, and I'm just doing this posting, so this is actually a part of writing. It's not just the writing and the editing, it's the posting, it's the promoting. So yeah. Recently, I haven't had time to work on lore. This is the first arc for my clan on Flight Rising. Until recently, I haven't had time to work on lore. For this series, I took Animorphs and put a Flight Rising spin on it. It will not be a play-by-play of Animorphs, and at times things will be extremely different from that series. I write this series on my live streams, which air Wednesdays on my YouTube channel, Josh Reads. Okay. Okay, da-da-da-da. Okay, now we're going to do some posting. Yeah. Actually, okay. So this was this is a little bit of the promotion. Ooh, let's see. Let's see, okay. Okay, Shay needs to be okay. I am actually coming to this place for a reason. You do not need to know. Already exists? Okay. We'll see why I'm doing that very soon. Have a mouth and I can't scream. Okay, first we will put this on CO2's clan. Yeah. The very soon I'll be changing, the profile pic and the banner. For now, now I'm posting it on here. I do have a Jashikin's fan page. I do have that. But here's the thing. This is mainly for Flight Rising, so I'm going to do that first, and then show it to my Jashikin's fan page. Oh, goddamn. Okay. That's private conversations. Okay, let's see. See? We're going to do it with Kali. And if you hear the ringing there, if you can hear that ringing, that's my phone saying, "Hey, idiot, you have a message." Like it. Scream Chapter 1. The Ruby Eyes lived as peacefully as a clan loyal to the Playbringer could. One day, a strange species took over the bodies of Kali and her clanmates. Now every day is filled with despair for the mirror, and yet she still feels hope. Ta-da. Okay, publish. Actually, I won't do it to Jashikin's fan page. Just when I actually post this on my blog, I will. But when I post it, I'm going to wait till I've written this entire fic, and then I'm going to slowly start releasing on my blog, and then I'll be putting it on my Jashikin's fan page. Okay. Ta-da. Oh yeah, I'm still going to share it though. Hey, let's forget what something I was going to do. Hey. Share on your timeline. And if you're wondering, the banner on this profile is just to advertise my review of it. I have a mouth and I can scream. I wonder how many people will get the reference. Because that's always sort of why I had to point it out. The title's a reference. I have no mouth and I must scream. I haven't read the story, but have watched. Yeah, so whenever I do a clever reference, I don't really trust that my readers will know immediately, because sometimes I can go for what turns out to be obscure. So I don't like people not to know. Like, if I do something clever, I want people to notice. Okay, now the next place I will do is Archive of Our Own Writers. Because this is a group that Archive of Our Own AO3 Writers. If you're looking for a good fanfic writing group, this is actually, pretty understanding group. I actually sort of like it more than, well, like writing groups that are for original stories, because for some reason a lot of there's not as many pompous people, it seems. Like, I feel like I'm talking with actual people and friends, not, people who are just saying things to, seem impressive, but no. So let's see, new story post. Yay! And of course there's a way when you post. And whenever I do it from this group, I just copy and paste from someone else who has recently posted a story. That helps. Okay, title. So happy for my title. It's so clever. I've been waiting like over a year to actually get this first chapter out because I haven't really had the time. God damn it. And oh yeah, sometimes when you write a post on Facebook, it'll be like, hey, are you talking about this one person? No, I'm actually not. Pairing? This is going to be the first time, folks. Not available. There's actually no pairing. It's so fucking odd to do that. It's like, hey, usually I like romance, but there was no way Kali's story could be told, at least at this point, with a romance, because it would just be superfluous. It's just like, why is there a romance? There's something else to focus on. So I sometimes do crack fix, and if you're not familiar with the term basically refers to, oh, fuck, come on. Will it not let me just copy? No, it won't. Teen enough audiences. Can you actually? Okay, let's see. Okay, there's always a workaround with these things. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I forgot what I was talking about. I was like, to invest in. Like, oh yeah, when I saw this on Archive, I write crack fix from time to time. Now I basically don't put any of them up on Archive of our own because, I'm trying to be, respectable. So I'm trying to be, respectable. But yeah, then I was like, at Flight Rising, maybe just for the hell of it, write dragon sex. Like, not serious. It doesn't turn me on or anything. It's just like, it'd be really funny for someone to read this and then go, what the hell? Because sometimes, you like to scare people in different manners. Sometimes it just make them see something that they can't see. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. Tumblr. I share it whenever I get a new chapter out. I share it on the Tumblr. Just it helps expand the audience. When I post a Tumblr, it goes to Twitter, and before things changed, my Twitter post would go to Facebook, but now it doesn't. But so this is sort of, at least it goes on to now 2 platforms to help, get more audiences. Because like, what's sort of more important than the writing itself is finding an audience. And since Drake, so I'm tagging it with Flight Rising because it's a Flight Rising fanfic. And I'm tagging it Animorphs because it's sort of based on Animorphs. So, Q. Okay. Sorry, I'm just doing this. I write the series. I'm thinking, like, I'm doing this as a combination of planning things out and then going on the edge of my seat. And one of the things is I'm thinking of having something from a Soma some some parts that are sort of pay homage to Soma, which is a really excellent underrated game. I have a mouth and I can't scream, and pairing not available. Summary of the Ruby Eyes live. One day, strange species took over the bodies of their clanmates, and now every day is filled with despair for the mirror, and yet she still feels hope. Okay. As I said, sometimes you get nervous. I get nervous every time I post something new. This is really weird. Usually there's some romance because I find I write best with some romance involved. And so there it is. Let's see. Do I have anything else? Okay, I did Tumblr, I did this post, I did Cioto's Clan, and okay, I believe this is the end of this. Okay, let's see. I have a mouth and I can't scream. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, no, it's sort of like, oh, cool. Is someone going to read it? And I have heard that whenever you view your own fic, that's actually not counted for the hits. So yeah, teen and up audiences, like, oh, maybe someone. Okay, that's part 1. And that will actually be the end of this part of this writing session. But before I go, next episode of writing session, we're not done with chapter 1 yet. You're like, oh god, we've already had 2 fucking weeks of chapter 1. Can't we move on? No, because next episode, I will show you how I put things on my blog when I take a fanfic and I put on my blog. Luckily for this, we don't have to do the editing I have to usually do, because usually I do mature works, which means I have to edit some of the language, some of the sex, like a lot of the sex, so we won't have to deal with that. Instead, you'll see me, how I put it up, how I put ads on the post. And the ads on the post are for the blog in general, not this one thing. And then I'd also, since I don't yet have a cover for this fanfic, next episode I will be doing a cover, which I have sort of been frightened of doing my first graphic on this new computer, because I've had a touchpad and I've learned to love and hate the touchpad. And now I have a mouse with sort of a little ball thing you move. So it's not like you just move like ding ding ding. So hopefully I'll be working on another graphic and complete that before I work on the cover for I Have a Mouth and I Can't Scream. So yeah, that hopefully. So yeah, next episode of Writing Session will feature me putting it up on the blog. So yeah. And it will also involve graphic making. Yay! Oh god. But that'll be the next writing session episode. The next episode I will be doing will be more of A Marriage of Convenience, which is my Game of Thrones fanfic. So I'll be doing the dramatic reading of that. So yay! And until next video. Oh fuck! Before I end, right? I forgot here. So the next video I will be doing will be more of A Marriage of Convenience, which is my Game of Thrones fanfic, and it will air on Friday. Again, next video I will do will be more of a Marriage of Convenience, my Game of Thrones podfic, and will air on Friday. And until next video, goodbye.